You've reached call in Mockery.
Well, I guess. Are you ready?
Yeah, I just have to put in my HelloFresh order for the week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Could you get me like the rigatoni?
Yeah.
The chickpea rigatoni with the.
Um.
But can you make sure it comes a day too late?
Yeah, actually, what I can do is I can make sure it comes a day too late. They also deliver it to the wrong house. They leave it outside on a day that's 100 degrees for a couple hours. Then someone brings it into their unit, their apartment unit.
Okay.
If say you live in an apartment.
Okay, I live in an apartment.
Right. And then someone else brings it inside to their unit to get it, I guess, out of the sun, but doesn't bring it to the unit you live in. So it's been outside in 100-degree weather, then inside someone else's apartment for like a day or two. And then you find where it is, and then they want you to eat the food, and it's all spoiled.
Yeah, could you do that?
Yep.
Okay, put that in. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness, are we on?
Yeah, I guess so. Welcome to Call and Mockery. This is the show where you call and we mock. The phone number is 319-HAD-WHIP-1 or GAD-WHIP-1 or ICE is one. And we love you
that's right.
all. We love you all because you call us nonstop. You fill up our love tank is full. And our inbox is full. We love that you call us. You keep calling us.
That is so good.
319-HAD-WHIP-1. And
Make sure they put it into someone else's apartment too. Okay. What were you saying?
Well,
my goodness. Welcome to what?
We have do you want to play we have a special voicemail for this week's episode. Oh, I guess first we should maybe drink a little something because it's becoming fall. It's becoming fall.
They're doing fall now. They're doing. What are they doing? What's something this idiot would be mad about?
I don't know. Frankly,
yeah, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah,
because once we get him back in office, I'm not gonna stand for people disrespecting the president.
No, you maybe not,
because the last time he was president, everyone said you may not respect him, but he is the president.
You don't respect the man, but you must respect the office,
right? And then, of course, when someone else gets elected, it's all
and they do the
go Brandon or what?
Yeah.
So they do that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
These guys are as full of hypocrisy as I wish I was full of liquid death.
Liquid Death, thank you for sponsoring this non-political episode of our show.
Yep.
You asked us, you made us promise.
Hold on.
What's that?
Quick. Oh, it says, if you support...
Oh, I see that. Hold on.
Yeah, what's it say? I can't quite because of the condensation.
Yeah, it says if you support... Hold on, let me wipe some of this off. Maybe you got yours wiped off.
Yeah, if you support the guy that spent years trying to place fake electors to overthrow the government and the peaceful transfer of power, if you so much as support him, least of all vote for him, you almost definitionally are a domestic terrorist.
Oh, mine ends a little different. Mine says all that, and then it says you might be a redneck.
Oh. Huh.
But I think that's probably because I have convicted melon.
Oh yeah. Mine's unparallelable.
I don't know if it's the agave nectar or the small hit of B vitamins, something we were talking about earlier.
That's true, we were.
But something about it just quenches my thirst the way nothing else surely can.
Yeah. And
other than a Shirley Temple.
Don't call me Shirley.
Here's our voicemail.
Thank you.
Hey, happy birthday, President Carter. Landon, could you joke about a growing boy needs to eat every 2 hours and do your impression of Landon doing that joke while he says it? Thanks.
So we had a little.
Okay, so I'm not really sure.
I think. I think there was a little bit of the Russian. There was a Russian hack.
Yeah,
going
there
on.
was some interference going on.
I could hear someone in the Kremlin talking in the background, kind of interfering every other word. But
I think it's because when this is just, I know
not the political.
it's not the political stuff, but if you do start your voicemail with, "Hey, happy birthday, President Carter," you've said one of these sort of sleeper codes.
Yeah, that's gonna wake up.
That's going to alert the Kremlin. You say the word president.
Yeah,
They want to listen in automatically. So you're sort of bringing interference unto yourself.
yeah.
Just a little tip when you call us.
Just a
now
little
there was
tip.
a little, but I think we got most of it right.
Yeah.
So you were going to do your
My famous joke
yes.
about. Play it again. What was it?
Hey, happy birthday, President Carter. Landon, could you joke about a growing boy needs to eat every 2 hours and do your impression of Landon doing that joke while he says it? Thanks.
Okay, so we want to hear your famous joke.
About a growing boy needs to eat every
Right.
2 hours.
And I'm supposed to do my impression of you while you do that.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
When I was growing up, friend's dad used to tell us, he would say, a growing boy needs to eat every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, a growing boy needs to eat. Yeah, if he's growing into a fat guy.
God, and I was doing an impression of him and it made me laugh.
I mean, that's just, well, yeah. You're one of these Chappelle guys that's laughing at his own joke more than the audience at this point.
Yeah, if he's growing into a fat guy. That's Chappelle now for some reason.
And then he does this.
Oh, sure, but if I do this
Slaps
last
his mic
week.
against the. Well, I'm doing an impression.
Okay, I'm doing an impression of a smart guy. Ba-doop, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Thank you, caller, for your kind. Well, I guess. Oh, he was kind to President Carter.
Yeah, but I think he wanted to hear.
Big fan.
He was sort of doing he sees you, I think, as his Brian Regan. Let me just put this back in the holster here.
Yeah, please.
Because when I would, Brian Regan will go on tour, then he'll come back out after he finishes. So let's say he's finishing his set. So he's like,
I didn't know it goes in there. I thought the gutter was supposed to be on the ground, not on the house.
and then he goes off stage and he comes back out and he goes,
Thank you. If anybody has any jokes they like of mine,
and then you go like, do the weightlifter. Yeah. He's like,
this guy from Russia, his name is Morska. It's got no vowels in it. And he's trying to do a deadlift, and he's like, yo,
and then we're all like,
Yeah, funny.
That's how we view you.
I need to get this from here to over there. I gotta get the piano up into the second story of my house.
That's what we think of you.
Well, I'm
comedy.
a
comedian's comedian, because it's not funny to normal people.
Yeah, normal people are like, "What are you talking about?"
But comedians are like, "I see the machinations."
Yeah, it's like the joke between the jokes.
And I saw the mechanic. The guy's skinny. Oh, I wanted to say about Beetlejuice. They should have named it Folie à Juice.
Oh.
And you were gonna see it before this week.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I get that because of
Okay.
the Tallyman song. It's like a shared delusion of music between two perverts.
Mm-hmm.
Folie à deux.
Yeah, could you say that right into the microphone again?
What do you do?
Not that part.
Oh.
So you had something. So did we answer the... I guess we did, right?
Yeah, he asked for the joke, and he asked for your impression of the joke while the joke was happening. We nailed it. We nailed it, buddy.
I feel a little like, though, it was a lot of you doing the heavy lifting because it was your joke. So if I could tell you a quick coffee shop story,
Yeah.
unlike any we've had before,
I wrote that joke.
because it's not actually didn't take place at a coffee shop.
What? Okay, now don't put the graphic up then.
I'm driving around. I say, I need some coffee. It's after work. It's around 6 o'clock. I need some coffee. And I go, oh, you know what? I'm not going to go to the coffee shop. What am I going to do? Spend another $5 today on coffee?
Yeah, that would be unconscionable.
So I run into Hy-Vee and I go, maybe they'll have one of those in the cold drink section. Maybe they'll have some sort of $2 iced coffee thing or something.
Not in this economy.
Well, here's the problem. I run into Hy-Vee. There's a Starbucks in there.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, crap. I forgot about that. And they've got sort of maybe the one thing that I like from there, which is the pumpkin cream cold brew, cold foam cold brew. So I go, maybe I'll get a little treat. So I grab one of those and I do that. And then the girl rolls her eyes into the back of her head because she has to get the blender. You know, I'm like, crap. I forgot it's probably like the most annoying shit to make in the world.
Sure.
For me to make a small drink for this young man, this young stud. And she doesn't want to mess up in front of me.
Barely 20.
Right. And I'm like, thank you. And she's like, and she's like, one of the Colin Mockery guys was in here. And her coworker's like, no way.
Yeah.
So I take it and I go to check out, and I'm checking out, and this woman that works there is also standing by the cash register, not checking people out, but just hanging out. And she looks at my drink. She goes, oh, you got a good Starbucks. And I go, oh yeah, I guess. And I kind of look up and she goes, yeah, mine's kind of weird or whatever. So I look over and she's got one of the like Trenta cups, the big ice cups.
Of course.
And she goes, yeah, my coffee's a little weird. And it's a Starbucks cup and it's filled with a sort of semi-translucent, like pearlescent liquid. And I look at it and it's just filled and I go, yeah, your coffee is kind of weird, huh? And she goes, it's homemade. A semi-see-through, sort of viscous. You got the good Starbucks. And I look at hers and I go, yeah, yours. I guess compared between the two, I do have the good Starbucks. Because yours is homemade in a Starbucks cup.
So what was it? Didn't ask.
I went, yeah, yours. And she goes, yeah, mine's homemade. But she doesn't like it, I guess.
Yeah,
but
why
it was
you
just
making
the
it
strangest. Like, that's not coffee.
No, if it's clear, probably not.
You got the good Starbucks coffee. You don't.
You don't have any. You have a Starbucks cup.
I don't know what it is. And then the person that was ringing me out seemed to be not even entertaining her.
So she's just standing there hanging out.
Yeah, and I made a joke about it because I'm like, looks like shit, like whatever, looks bad. Looks like you got the bad Starbucks. And she's kind of laughing. She goes, yeah, I made it at home, and kind of tries to say something. He's like, all right, 1785. Sort of like trying to get me out of there. Sure. There's no one behind me.
Yeah. What time is it? It's probably like midnight. You're one of these creeps.
Right. I'm at the Starbucks at midnight.
No, hey, come on.
It's about 6.
What? That's way less offensive than what you said last week.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
I'm not going to say what you said, but it's just mind your manners, boy.
I just thought it was going
mind your manners, boy.
I thought it was going to be scrubbed from the record.
That reminds me, though. I went to Hy-Vee recently. It was weird, too.
Whoa! What is this? The circus rolled into town. They call it Hy-Vee.
I just had
They always have a tent outside, so maybe. Or the meat truck.
Yeah. Hey, we're grilling stuff today. Again?
All right, I'll get 2 of them or whatever.
Yeah, it smells great. But always?
Yeah.
I can do that at home.
You're a store. So what happened to you at the old...
$10 for a dog, please.
That's a brain blast.
Yeah. What happened?
To you
yes.
at Hy-Vee.
I went in, and it wasn't even, it was like 8. And Hy-Vee is open till what? 11, midnight maybe?
Well, I know that's what I do with the food I get there.
Well, it was about 8.
They're open till like 11 now.
Yeah.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. They're bumping their hours back. But still, it's not near closing time.
No.
It's like 8 o'clock. I'm going in just to grab a couple things. And I go out. I kind of parked by. It's one of these Hy-Vees that, and for our international listeners, a Hy-Vee is just a grocery store.
Yes. Think of a normal grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in your mind.
Now, some of them have the sort of extended edition that is just like the liquor and the spirits.
You might need to expand your imagination a little bit to keep that part in mind.
Yeah. And I parked on that side. So I just said, I can just go through there, check out, and go right to my car. So I did that. And the guy, I've seen him a couple times. He is funny because his voice is like this. Hello. And I don't think he's putting it on, but he's just, and the total is 1760. He's doing something. But this time there was a worker, another Hy-Vee lady, who I saw walking around in the store. And then I saw her there and I was like, and she was like, and, but she was checking out. She bought a bottle of something, maybe a couple bottles of something, and then she was just standing there talking to him, and he was like, I put it in your bag. I put it in your bag. And she was like, you put it in my bag? That's crazy, whatever. And I'm just like, he rings me up, and then I see he gets out 2 little plastic cups, and he starts unscrewing the bottle of whatever, like whiskey or something that she bought. And he starts pouring it into the plastic cups. And then I look next to that, and he's got like a beef or like a rib meat just on a paper towel next to it. These guys, they're just having dinner and drinks while he's on the clock. And it's, like you said, it's not like they're about to go home.
Right.
And then he goes, we're trying the new reserve. Whiskey reserve. From what? Would you like some?
Do you?
Yeah. I was like,
And she bought it?
yeah, I was like, no, I'm fine. He was like, I thought it would be rude if I didn't offer it. It's like, no, that's fine. What's going on at Hy-Vee?
I don't know.
It's crazy times down there.
But I did that too. That's where I checked out. You know, they have the extra long lane, and you sneak out their little automatic door.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got like 3 cash registers over there or something there's only one person working.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just hanging out. So my thing was also in the spirits area.
Yeah.
So I think the rules maybe don't apply as much over
They're
there.
a little laissez-faire over there.
It's a little weird.
That's French for they don't care.
It's a strange place. I went up to the drugstore, the Hy-Vee drugstore recently.
Ooh.
And I went in and it was packed. And there was like 5 or 6 vendors, and there were people walking around with glasses of wine and stuff. This was like 5:30 on like a weekday. Because I was like, what's happening in here? And they just, in the like liquor section, it was all these people like trying wine and stuff.
Whoa.
Like glasses of wine, and they're walking around
like a tasting?
It's like a tasting, but it's at a drugstore.
Yeah.
They're not like walking around and like doing some like little local shopping,
swashing it around in their mouth and spitting
and then
it out.
spit bucketing. But then it's like you're
Give
like
it the
looking
old
at
hawk
Band-Aids and stuff.
Yeah. Like,
They're not like, oh, the Christmas store's open, dear.
yeah.
Let's go in there.
Hawk 2. You never drink it. You just feel it in your mouth. Hawk 2.
I could hear it from as I was walking into. I could hear Hawk 2, Hawk 2.
Yeah, that's crazy. That happened.
So that's
What's going on over at Hy-Vee then, huh?
I don't know.
Give us a call if you know what the hell's happening at Hy-Vee. It's 319-HADWHIP-1. Well, what else is new? You had a coffee shop story. It ended up not being a coffee shop story. But
let's see what I got.
you know what?
Here.
We'll accept it because you did get coffee, and it was at a coffee shop.
Talked about Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice wasn't a very popular section, unfortunately.
I did have one other kind of interesting cashier conundrum. That's a new segment.
Yeah. CC.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant.
We're checking out, just buying a couple items.
Okay.
Me and Robert Duvall. Interesting enough.
Yeah.
Crazy story. I'll save that for the next episode. Grabbed a couple things. The lady behind the cash register says, "Oh, and we actually don't have any bags. Is that okay?" And I already said yes. But I got to thinking, and so she gave us the stuff, and we just walked out holding it. But I got to thinking, what would they do if I said no?
Right. Is that okay? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Maybe she had a bag.
I always wonder about that.
Yeah, that happened to me somewhere too.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. You usually without even thinking, or just like, if anyone asks me anything, is that okay? I will say yes, regardless of what it actually is.
Oh, that happened to me at a coffee shop. Crap.
Yes!
I had a coffee shop story all along. I said, I'll get that. And this is the
best episode
and this
ever.
is this is one of these coffee shops I don't want to be, not to be braggy, but they know me by name.
Oh!
This is my Cheers store, right? One of many Cheers shops I go to. But they know I'm always getting my coffee to go. Mm-hmm. And this time I said, actually, I'm going to get my coffee for here today, right? And you think, and they start ringing the bell.
Yes, he's staying.
But they said
he's going to drink his Robert Duvall with oat milk here at the store.
So they bend down, and they look, and they go to grab a mug, and they go, actually, we're out of, we don't have any clean mugs for here. Is it okay if I just put it in a to-go cup? And what if I said no? And I was like, yeah, I guess that's fine. Like, it's still a cup. First of all, it's not the bag thing. Right. It's not like we don't have any cups and she's just pumping it from the thing into my mouth.
Pouring steamed milk down your gullet.
Oh, we don't have any to go. We don't have any of the mugs.
For here mugs, yeah.
Is it okay if it's to go? No.
I
would turn around and just... walk out.
No, it's not okay.
No, it's not. I want you to go figure that out. Maybe wash one.
Yeah.
You want me to go do it? Is that what you're asking? Make a big scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want me to work? So now I work here, but I still have to pay for my drink.
That's interesting.
So I just said, oh, I actually wanted it that way.
Well, I think we probably talked about this, but the place in the town where they have the glass to go,
mm-hmm.
and we went in and ordered stuff, and they're like, oh, we don't have any of the glass jars. And we were like, oh. Could we?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, do you want it for here? We're like, no.
And it's just a window, right?
Yeah.
You're just ordering at a window.
Yeah.
Like on a ped mall, let's call it.
You could call it that. So you're just like, okay, well, so you don't have any cups then, basically, for me to walk away with. It's just crazy. It's a bad business model. I think stop asking us. Just
here's another one for you.
Okay.
Oh, baby. This episode's flying by. We got so much of these dumb places. I was in the big city recently where I grew up.
Woo!
Chicago. We go to where are we going to go grab some food? Staying with a friend. Let's get up. We'll go grab a breakfast. Maybe this bagel place. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to the bagel place and it's a window just on the corner. And you're like, I'm in the city. It's just a window. And she goes, first we get up to the window and then just get the whole spiel about, here's our little menu. It's so tiny. You have to get right up to the window and like look at it. And she's like, and it's not even everything they have. I don't really understand. It's like, here's a couple things and you have to just know, I guess. And she says, if you want to see what kinds of bagels we have, that's the other window. So you have to go back around and kind of look at the sign for what bagels they have. And then of course I pick a bagel and she says, we don't have that one right now. Because it's just all the bagels. There's no like, they're not crossing them out. It's just a wooden sign.
Yeah.
So I go, okay. So she tells us all this stuff, and I go, I'll get this type of bagel, and I'll get I got some schmear, and boy, did she schmear it up.
They do. They love to schmear it up.
What I get? I got the Red Dragon schmear.
A little too much.
It was a little too much Red Dragon. And she goes, it's not spicy. I was like, I didn't think it was. So, and then I said, and I'll get a cold brew. She goes, so actually with our drinks, we do these. They have like the aluminum, the solo cups.
Yes.
It's like, but it's aluminum.
Yes.
So we do the aluminum cups.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, better than glass because she's like, you can just recycle it, or if you come back, I was like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
And then
I'll never see you again.
And you're only outside, and I see like two people behind me that are holding their little cups, like little hungry hobos filled with coins. So I'm like, so I have to bring this little aluminum. If I hold it too tight, it's like bending.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's no lids for them also.
Yeah.
So then we've got 2 ice drinks that you just put into your cup holder and go, all right.
Hope your brand new car likes the taste of cold brew all over the seats.
If you're going to do that, you got to have some lids.
Got to have some lids.
But then I still have this.
Yeah.
I brought it home with me from Chicago. I've got an aluminum cup I've used a couple times.
Well, you're a sentimental guy.
Yeah. I kind of look at it and I go, I remember that kind of okay bagel I had that was $15. And
too much schmear.
My cold brew with too much schmear in the cold brew. I get what you're trying to do, but there's got to be some give and take here.
That's the thing.
You got to be able to say, I'm never coming back here.
Give me a plastic cup with a plastic lid and a plastic straw, please.
Or give even
one turtle is all it takes. One turtle is all it takes.
The aluminum, I get. Yes, I can recycle that better than the plastic cup, but I need the lid still or something. You got to help me out here.
Please. One turtle is all it takes.
All it takes is one, please.
No, of course I understand. I appreciate the effort.
But the glass is annoying. Yeah. I've got so many of these stupid ass glass things at my house.
Little glass jars.
And then you got the lids too. That's the other part. It's not just the glass. It's the lid, but then they're like, and it's also going to be an extra $1 per drink.
Yeah.
Unless you bring it back. Then we take that $1 off. But it's still expensive.
And you still paid $1, I think. Right?
You've still paid $1. Like, I guess you're getting it back.
But you're never going to bring it back.
Right.
You're not just walking around with glass mason jars in your little backpack going clink, 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 clink.
You know what I want to drink out of today? I want to bring the glass jar that they have to wrap a napkin around because it's too hot to touch. Yeah. You kind of have to keep it, hope it doesn't slip off.
Like that song. HOTTOTOUCH.
Hot cup for my hands today. It's blowing up.
I love that song so much.
And then they dribble everywhere.
Yeah.
Like maybe Mr. Shaq, perhaps.
And I hope he wasn't really with that tiny lady. But it's looking like maybe he was. It's looking like maybe he was.
God, that is good.
Well, did you watch anything?
Just Googling tiny lady.
I don't know. You see so much on the internet, and I don't even know anymore. But I do believe that the fake elector scheme is actually more diabolical than anything Trump Jr.'s father ever did. And most people don't even know about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to go back to the studio now because we found out there's a man that loves collecting 90s movies. And isn't that so cool and interesting? Back to you, Jeff. Guys, I'm standing out here with Thomas. He said he loves Angels in the Outfield and freaking Flubber and all this stuff. And he started collecting the movies because he's a kind of a retro nostalgia guy. Thomas, or whatever. Hey, guys, I'm kind of a retro guy. I'm kind of Mr. Nostalgia. It's kind of my thing. It's kind of my personality. What can I say? I love Men in Black.
Cutthroat Island.
Yes, and I remember that, and it's giving me all the feels.
The First Tonight.
Oh my goodness, I haven't even that one. Just core memory unlocked, sort of like a PlayStation where you could unlock some stuff. That's great. Thank you so much. We'll go back to the election fraud stuff now.
Just look it up.
Thanks.
It's pretty interesting.
Isn't
Did you watch anything?
it weird they've got these stores that are all, it's like vintage, but it's all 90s stuff?
Yeah.
I went to one of these last weekend.
Here we go. Let's go. Come on. Give it to me.
And the guy says, he just basically told me all the sections. The back section has all the VHS tapes you could ever want. Over here is all the toys you could ever want that you wanted. And here's all the old Bulls shirts or whatever. And you go, okay. And you kind of look around and go, oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, it's kind of just a museum.
It's never sort of
losers.
What am I going to, if I wanted the Shrek 2 DVD or whatever,
Yeah.
I probably would have had it.
Yeah.
Because you go, oh, I remember my neighbor had a WWE thing.
Mhm.
How much? $15?
Yeah.
And then the one thing I see is the Simpsons Quickie Mart Lego set.
Well,
There's no price on it.
Oh.
So I go, I'm not going to ask. They did have what I did want to get for the studio. Let me know if I should go back, listeners. The movie theaters would used to have the little, it would be like the skinny version of the poster, just a little strip that would light up. And they had one for Don't Mess with the Zohan. So it's Adam Sandler kind of with his legs spread and he's shooting a hairdryer. Also didn't have a price on it. But I was like, God, that would look good up there. Maybe put that on a light box.
Yeah.
I'll go ask.
See how just.
But then my thing is he's going to say $10 or something. And I'm going to go, okay, nah. And then you feel, because he's like, what? You can't afford it?
You don't want the Zohan? You don't mess with the Zohan.
Okay, $8. He's like, I said the stuff with the red tag was negotiable. All right.
It's always this OBO until you're HOTTOGO.
Landon, I watched
To the polls.
Pokemon Go to the polls. I watched Talk to Me finally.
Talk to me. The horror film with the hand.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. What'd you think?
We're all going to this party down there, and he's going to be talking to their scene. In
I don't want to go to that party.
touch it.
What?
Touch it.
I
I'm
want
not
to-
doing the. What do they sound like down there?
I don't know.
Go to the party. Go to the party.
I don't want to, Jay. What happened to Jeff?
You got to put your hand on it and you say, "Talk to me."
Talk to me. Talk to me.
What'd
you think?
Fine.
Yeah,
It
that was kind
exists.
of my.
It, of course, like all these other horror movies, is hyped up beyond belief. This is the scariest one, and it's all these little dorkos that are telling me it had some good ideas. It's sort of the falls into the It Follows. It's not as bad as It Follows was,
Yeah,
because
I liked
there's
it
still
more.
some stuff where I was like, oh,
Yeah,
very scary, a little creepy look.
and also funny.
Yeah.
Like there's a point in the film where it could go one of two ways, where they are like it could just go straight comedy, where they're like partying.
It's
with
like a
the hand.
montage of
yeah,
they keep having someone else touch it,
yeah, and it's
and they're like,
funny. And I was like, oh, maybe this is actually great,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna see that like they're playing with our expectations of what this movie is going to be, and then they go back to the sort of well of like, and she didn't know her mom or whatever bullshit.
this is maybe this is what I was thinking about with Beetlejuice.
It's smile.
Where I was like,
It's- it
there's sort of
follows.
this thing they set up was that her mom died.
Mm.
And you go, okay, well, there's something there. When it kind of is, but it also doesn't really... It doesn't need to be in there.
Yeah.
Because she shows up and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be talking to her or whatever. Like, maybe she's got ulterior motives. It's like, I get, but it doesn't really lead to the end of, I don't know. It's just sort of to be like, oh, that's creepy that it's like pretending to be her mom or something. But there's no actual like, but it is, yeah, it becomes about that specific
trauma.
Yeah. Where it could just be a scary movie.
I mean, I don't mind exploration of trauma. It's just, I think we've done that so much now and to a better degree in a lot of other things.
Yeah, because also, I don't want to, do I spoil them? Well, there's also stuff with her dad in there too, where you're like, well, then something happens there where you go, so it wants to talk about trauma sort of, but then it does something in the movie that I feel like sort of, oh, but she doesn't really care about that or no, like something doesn't get resolved there.
Yeah.
It's just,
and she's like pretty much across the board unlikable.
Yeah.
To everyone. Like
yeah.
She's rude for kind of no reason. I mean, her reason is because of trauma.
Yeah, and they set it up like, you're supposed to be sympathetic for her because they're like, why'd you bring it in a party?
Right.
We don't like it. So you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you also don't like her.
Yeah, at a certain point you're like, well, but why would you even say that?
And it is her fault. Like she lets the little kid do it and all this stuff. Also weird relationships down in Australia.
Yeah.
Like the way they are all just sleeping at each other's houses and each other's beds, and the parents don't really care.
It's an Aussie thing. You wouldn't understand.
And the parents are never home. They don't care where their kids are. It's always raining.
I think it might be like that, like the fan theory of Ed, Edd, and Eddie, where all their parents are actually dead and they're on Reddit.
That's not the ending I thought you were going to say.
Oh, no, that's where I read the fan theory about Ed.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you meant they're all on Reddit. That's good stuff. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It'll do, donkey.
Yeah. Well, it's about that time to start watching a lot of horror films. Sorry that you picked a bad one. A little bit of a stinker up front, but I hopefully there's better ones ahead.
What we did is made new list. Said what are 30 we want to try and get through or watch, maybe rewatch some. So then the first thing I did was went and bought Children of the Corn, which is not on the list. So already we're off because it wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
Spent a night watching that. Also bought Carrie to watch that again. Whoa. I got myself this 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah, Mr.
And
Guy
so I'm
over
starting to, well, I gotta see it this way. But what's next? What's the next scary movie I should watch then? What's on the list? What are you watching?
We'll have to hear all about your big list of 30 scary movies sometime.
Okay, so you're not going to.
Well, once you watch them, we can't hear about them now. You haven't watched them.
I will
yet.
say Talk to Me was the first one on the list. That's at the
Wow.
top. So got through the first one.
Good for you. Oh, that's great.
So what's on? What do you watch?
Well, I've got a whole thing where I read a book and then I watched a movie kind of similar to the book to see if it was stealing from the book and all this stuff. I have a whole thing I need to get through, and we simply don't have the time, my friend.
Okay. I guess that just means you're going to have to come back next week. You're going to have to join us again.
You're gonna have to.
All right. For everyone out there, we love you. We wish you the best. And there will be no more talk of neon green coffins.
What?
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.